En welkom terug hier bij de bol.com stand. Het is opeens druk hier. Het is heel druk hier. En voor de mensen die zich afvragen waarom het hier zo druk is. Wel nu, dat is niet omdat ik hier ben, want ik ben hier de hele middag al. Het is hier omdat ik een hele bijzondere gast heb hier. Het is voor mij een eer, een voorrecht en een enorm genoegen om u aan te mogen kondigen. De heer Dweezil Zappa.
Hello.
They're all yours. They were waiting for you.
Yes, nice. Well, we're all going to go have some fun later, right? We're all going to go see a bunch of the other artists and have some food, find some chocolate. Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
You are really in Europe, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, chocolate, everything.
Yes.
How do you like the festival till now?
You know, I've never been here. It's something that we've heard a lot about in the past, and there's a lot of great artists, a lot of different kinds of music. So to be able to play here, be invited to play, was a lot of fun for us. And for us to be able to play my dad's music and hopefully present it to some people who hadn't heard it before, it's a great opportunity.
Well, it looked like as if most of the people already knew the songs. They went crazy.
Yeah, there were a lot of people that seemed to know the music, and that's good. Even if there are a handful of people that hadn't heard it, you know, that's the best reason for us to be here is to play it for people who haven't heard it yet.
Voor de mensen die dat niet gezien hebben, dit is een behoorlijk grote zaal. Die was werkelijk tot de rand toe gevuld en er was. It was more of it's supposed to be a jazz festival, but it was more like a rock sentiment in there.
Well, the thing about it is my dad's music has so many different elements. You know, there are jazz elements, there are classical elements, there are surely rock elements. The presentation that we brought today, it predominantly had a lot of rock elements, but because of the instrumentation, you know, the horns, the vibraphone, you know, all of those things, there are a lot of different. There's a lot of different variety for soloing styles and things in there. So, I think it was. It's good. I mean, there's definitely jazz influence and things that came out, but overall, the energy of a rock experience is what we wanted to bring to it.
It sure had a rock feel in it.
Yeah.
I saw. I went really close to the stage, and I saw you smiling all the time. You had this.
Well, you know, I mean, it's.
Yeah. Sorry, tell.
It's really fun to play this music, and it's nice to have a chance to see audiences all over the world react to it, and you know. It certainly wouldn't be very much fun for people to see a show if the musicians weren't smiling.
That's for sure, you know? Yeah.
But we have fun.
It wasn't an artificial smile, I could see.
Yeah, no, we love playing the music, and the thing about Frank's music is there are definitely very challenging parts that are meant to be played, but then there's a lot of freedom in the improvisational elements, so everybody in the band is really listening hard for what everybody else is doing. So there's a lot of support, and you can really take off and go into different directions, and that's really, as a musician, the most fun that you can have. So certainly we are going to be smiling.
Yeah, because when I went to see it, I didn't know what to expect, because you could have a concert with like a homage to the late Frank Zappa, but it was in a very loose way. It was, and that's what's it all about, I think. But it was very nice to see the relief in it, and for the audience it was as well, I think.
Yeah, I mean, for us, the presentation really focuses on the music, and there's really no other side of it. I mean, it's not. This is a conduit for people to get into Frank's music the way that he did it. It's not about how I do it or how anybody else who plays Frank's music does it. We go up there and we intend to play it as close to the original, other than the improvisational elements, as possible, because anybody that may not have heard the music should at least get the best first impression, have it be as similar to what they would find on one of his records. And we really just purposely focus only on the music and not any other theatrical elements of it, because there's no reason for us to have a dance troupe or lasers or any of this. You know, it's just like, let's go up and play the music, have a fun time, and see what happens. You know, it can be very different. And you know, every show we usually play different songs, and anything can happen.
And it's fun, but it's fun with a mission. It looks like.
Yeah, there's, you know, the underlying effort here is to present this music to people that have appreciated it for a long time, but also inspire new people to be interested in it as well. So it's a win-win situation for everybody. The core fans that have been interested for a long time get a chance to see it live, and the people who have, you know, a casual interest in it get a chance to get more of an exposure or an education to it, having seen it, and for us, you know, it's just a lot of fun to play it. So
it's like the educational side of it. It's I'm happy to say that it's not really there. It's the fun more than, so you get it underneath. It's the education.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, ultimately, one of the things about my dad's music that I think it's confusing to some people is if they only have a casual experience and they only know certain songs like Titties and Beer or Bobby Brown or Dancin' Fool, and they've never heard any of his classical music or some of his more sophisticated instrumental things, then they pretty much have the wrong impression, because they only think of him as a comedy artist like Weird Al Yankovic or something like that. So he made over 80 albums with so much variety in all of those records. And typically, when we do our own shows, we play almost 3 hours, and we play music from, you know, his entire career, even classical music and a lot of different stuff. So that part of the education for the audience is good, because they hear stuff from a really broad range of his music, and it's not just comedy elements. So I think that the new listeners get a much better impression than they would if they were hearing something that might be on the radio, which would typically be you know, more comedy oriented. So I mean, it's definitely a good element in his music, the comedy, but we actually de-emphasize that and try to give people a chance to hear more of the music that they probably don't know exists.
And how long will you be playing Zappa Plays Zappa?
Well, this is our third year doing it, and there's so much music that we want to learn and can learn that I mean, theoretically we could do this
rest of your life.
Yeah, I mean, but I obviously have other things that I am interested in doing too. But
yeah, but isn't there you have the fear of becoming Frank Zappa's music more than becoming Dweezil?
I don't think
himself?
I don't think it really matters at this point, because people didn't really know that much about me or my music prior to this. So if anything, they might have more of an interest in what I would do now versus then, you know. But again, you know, for me, doing this, it's great because I get to have a continuation of a relationship with my father through this music, and you know, it's important to me.
Isn't it strange sometimes to become known as the son of the father instead of?
It doesn't matter to me, because I don't think about it like that. I think people just like this music, and the fact that I'm related might you know, give it a little bit more of an interesting reason to come see the music. But regardless, you know, there's no harm in any of it. It's just all a positive thing, you know. I don't think it makes...
Yeah, absolutely, because if the whole crowd was saying, yeah, it's positive, so it sure is.
Yeah.
And so you can go on for...
As long as people still want to come hear the music, I mean, I'm happy to play it. And I'll make my own projects and things when I have time. But I also, you know, my other biggest thing that I have going on is, you know, I have 2 daughters. So they're really little right now. But as time goes on...
Once they will play your music.
Yeah, you never know, yeah.
Well, thank you very much for this conversation. It was very nice. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you.
Hear it. There's a lot of work for you to do.
Yes, we'll be back in Europe in the fall. So
Well, we're all looking forward. Thank you very much, once again.
thank you.
En blijf hier, want er komt meer. Er komt nog veel meer. Hier vanuit de bol.com stand vanaf Noordzee Jazz Festival Rotterdam. Tot straks, tot heel snel. Dankjewel.